तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागररघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सागरललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिनि नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। नमो ब्राह्मण देवाय गो ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगत हिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय ते नमः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्वशे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णवंदे की जय। आचार्य दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So we are reading prayers of Gopis. So there are very not much explanations, so we can go fast. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरो दीनदायलं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So this is from Canto 10, chapter 31, the Gopis songs of separation. And last week we did 4 verses. 5th verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 10.31.5. There's a tune for this. Mataji, do you know the tune? I'm not getting the tune. What is the tune? There's a tune for this sloka.
No, Mataji. Is there a special tune for these ones, Mataji?
Yeah, they sing in a particular tune.
Okay.
Okay, let's read like a shloka. Not recalling. विरचिता भयं वृष्णिदूर्यते चरणम् ईयुषां संसृतेर्भयात् करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदं शिरसि देहिना श्रीकरग्रहम्. विरचिताभ्यं वृष्णिदूर्यते.
Virachita bhayam vrishnidhuryate.
Charanamiyusham samsriterbhayat.
Charana iyusham samshriter bhayat.
Karasaroruham kantakamadam.
Karasaroruham kantakamadam.
Shirasi dehina shrikaragraham.
Shirashidehina shrikaragraham.
Virachita bhayam vrishnidhuryate.
Virachita bhayam vrishnidhuryate.
Charanam iyusham samsriterbhayat.
Charanam iyusham samshriter bhayat.
Karasaroruham kantakamadam.
Karasaroruham kantakamadam.
Shirasi dehina shrikaragraham.
Shirashidehina shrikaragraham.
Okay. Translation by His Divine Grace, His Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O best of the Vrishnis, your lotus-like hand, which holds the hand of goddesses of fortune, grants fearlessness to those who approach your feet out of fear of material existence. O lover, please place that wish-fulfilling lotus hands on our heads. So this is we know that the context is like after the rasa dance, right? The Krishna disappears and Krishna is not there, right? So they are like feeling the separation of the Lord and they are saying this praise to the Krishna. So Krishna is not there and they are remembering the Lord and they are praying this. So here we can see that they are asking for the fearlessness, right? So so these are the hands which grant fearlessness, right? Your lotus-like hand, which hold the hand of goddesses of fortune, grants fearlessness to those who approach your feet out of fear of material existence. So what kind of people we say in Bhagavad Gita? Krishna says, na, someone goes out of fear to the Krishna. Who are they? There are 4 kind of people who go to Krishna. Who are they? Chaturvida bhajante ma.
Artho, arthati, jnani.
Yeah,
And
Artharthi, Jnani, Jnani cha Bharata Sharva, no? Artho, Jignasur,
Jignasu.
Jignasu and Gnani. So it is not Artharthi and the one who is suffering, right? Artho. Yeah, Artho. It is Artho. The one who is actually, he is suffering. Like he may have wealth also, but he don't have a peace of mind, right? So that is Artho. Or who is in trouble, right? So, or who is like Gajendra. We have examples there like Gajendra, Draupadi, like who were crying for Lord when they were in problem. So who grants fearlessness? Actually, Prabhupada says, so there are like in this world, people mostly are engaged in janma mrityu, ahara nidra bhaya maitunam cha, no? Like food, no, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So in the so defending means fear, bhaya. In Sanskrit, it is called as bhaya ahara nidra bhaya maitunam cha. So so Prabhupada says this fear is the most biggest problem out of the other 4. Like the other 4, why it is said other 4 more than other 4? Because this is constantly is there. Fear is always there in the living entities. And why is this fear? Because of uncertainty of the future. So we are always we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow or next second. Like there is no guarantee of what will happen. But this fear is only for the people who are completely engaged in materialistic activity or in sense gratification. But we see that for the devotee of the Lord, there is no fear. And also, Prabhupada says that one who has taken to the chanting of the holy name, this fear is not there. Because chanting, we know, like when is it is like surrendering to Krishna. Like whoever has surrendered to Krishna, because we start the surrendering to the Lord starts with the chanting, taking his holy name, right? And holy name is not different from Krishna, and it is like Krishna is dancing on our tongue when we are chanting the holy name, right? So then the fear automatically goes away. The first thing, that happens is fearlessness, because the devotee is in knowledge, of his position and the relationship with the Lord, and what would be his future also, right? So when he knows and he is following everything as per the orders of the acharyas, he is following the regulative principles, he is chanting his rounds, and he is engaged in the devotional service, and which has to be like free, it should not be any, it should not be in, because even devotional services can be in three gunas, it can be in sattva guna, rajoguna, and tamoguna. So like when somebody is doing for some expectation, then it becomes rajoguna, then that is of no use, right? Just like somebody is engaged in fruitive activities, that is material, because of that we get many births. But then even in devotional service, if we are doing for, like some people say, if you do this ekadashi, you get so many punya, and so many like donating so many cows and this, that, and all that. So are we doing like to get all those benefits, or we are doing only for pleasing Krishna, right? We should be very clear on that. We are only doing the devotional service to please the Lord, not for any other thing, right? It should be ahayituki apratiyata, it has to be causeless, and it has to be without break. It's not like one day I have a mood and I do all my chant correctly. I'll do all the chanting 16 rounds, and next day I don't have mood, so I'll not do. Right? It should not be like that. There should be consistency, and we have to follow the acharya. So when we do correctly, right? So this happens, like the fearlessness comes in the devotee. Like this is the sign. Like we see, like how Prahlad Maharaj, right? So padam padam, right? Every step he had a danger. Every time his father was trying to kill him, but he was so fearless. Because he had so much, dependency on the Lord, and that he was not minding, and also he was not conscious of his body, right? He was like fearless. He was pushed from the hill. He was, what all torture his father gave him, no. He was made, no, the mad elephants were sent to kill him, but none could do anything for the Prahlad Maharaj, because he was fearless. So here they are saying that, please, because they are also in the fear. No, now they are fear because Krishna is not seen, but that is transcendental fear that they have. It's not the fear of materialistic people, huh? Because they are, all their anxiety is for Krishna. So anxiety in spiritual service, spiritual activity is good, right? Anxiety should be there. Even His Grace, Namanishta Prabhuji always mentions that every day we should be something, anxiety should be there, or we should have like to do something in spiritual service, or in our like it should not be like every day there is nothing challenge. So he always says the challenge should be there, something I have to achieve. Okay, I have to learn. No, if you are want to learn shlokas, or you want to learn the prayers, so every day you have to make a time for it, and you have to learn, है and like that there should be there. So means it should be like with interest we have to do. It should not become a boredom, like I am doing, okay, I have been told to do this chanting, I have to complete, somehow I have to complete. No, no, it is not so pleasing. We have, our chanting also should be of free from 10 offenses. And mostly out of the 10 offenses, what is the common offense everybody does on every day? Like even we don't want to do it, but we do it. What is that offense?
Getting distracted while chanting.
Yeah, what is that chanting? What is the offense called? We read in 10 offenses in the morning prayer. Inattentive. Yeah, inattentive chanting, right? So the last one. So the last one, it says, so actually it is having, actually it also says that one should not have a materialistic desire even after instruction on this matter. That is what says. Means it is like we are not having complete faith in the holy name. and also inattentive chanting. These comes in a 10th offense. So basically, inattentive chanting should not be there. So if we are doing all those offenses and we are expecting, there is a very wonderful line which says that if you claim yourself as a Vaishnava, then we have to avoid all these 10 offenses. You know? Otherwise, we can't achieve the desired result. What is that desired result? We are looking for Krishna Prema, love of Godhead. So that love, if we have to get, then we have to be free from offense. So the basic things we have to set it right. So everything will be, all the problems, everything will be resolved if we are at least properly, if we are able to chant. We have to focus on, like Prabhupada says, only like we do not meditate upon the form of the Lord and all that while doing chanting. We just have to spell properly, and then we have to hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's like every mantra we have to be very cautious, and we have to hear. And also while chanting, we have to just keep all the distractions away. That time we should, and also it is always advisable to chant in the Brahma Muhurta, right? That is actually 2 hours before sunrise. So we have to make time for it. Huh? Somehow we have to plan, like we have to, like previous day, we will have to sleep early in order to get up in the next morning. We have to plan our day and we have to sleep early. Otherwise, it is not going to happen, right? So everything will happen, and it will show the results only when we have to. No, it's like we take one step and Krishna will take 10 steps. So our endeavor should be there. Just like that, if we are not having that and we are just no mechanically we are going on doing, then we will not be able to see any result, and we will not be see any advancement in our spiritual life. Right? Okay, go to the next verse. व्रजजनातिहन् वीरयोषितां निजजनस्मया ध्वंसनस्मिता भजसखे भवत्किङ्करीस्मनो जलरुहाननन् चारुदर्शया. Okay. This tune is like this. Rajajan Jayati Dedikam Prajaha Vrajajanartihan Virayoshitam Nijajanasmaya Dvamshanasmita Bhajasake Bhavat Kinkirasmano Jalaruhanana Charudarshaya Vrajajanaatihan Virayoshitam
Vrajajanartihan
Brajajanatihan
Virayoshita
Virayoshita
Nijajanasmaya Dvamsanasmita
Nijajanasmaya
Nijajanasmaya
Dhamsanasmita
Dvamsanasmita
Bhajasake Bhavat Kinkarismano
Bhajasake
Bhajasake
Bhavat
Bhavat
Kinkarismano
Kinkarismano
Jalaruhananan Charudarshaya
Jalaruhananam
Jalaruhananam
Charudarshaya
Charudarshaya
Vrajajanartihan Virayoshitam
Brajajanatihan
Vrajajanartihan
Virayoshita
Virayoshitam
Nijajanasmaya Dvamsanasmita
Nijajanasmaya
Janasmaya
Dhamsanasmita
Dvamsanasmita
Bhajasake Bhavat Kinkarismano
Bhajasake
Bhajasake
Bhavat
Bhavat
Kinkarismano
Kinkarismano
Jalaruhananan Charudarshaya
Jalaruhananam
Jalaruhananam
Charudarshaya
Charudarshaya.
Translation. Oh, You who destroy the suffering of Raja's people, O hero of all women, your smile shatters the false pride of your devotees. Please, dear friend, accept us as your maid servants and show us your beautiful lotus face. So it is said like one who is very much interested in the beauty of the world or is lusty. So even if we see the transcendental of the form of the Lord and we appreciate his transcendental features, all this lust will go away. Krishna will take away everything because the deity in the temple, the Archa Vigraha or the Lord is not different. So in when Krishna enters the Dwaraka Nagari, right? So there, when Krishna was welcomed, and like they were all so excited to see the Lord because they were already feeling very, sad because of separation from Lord for a long time because Krishna was in Kurukshetra war, na? Like for a long time he was not there in Dwarka, and when he came back, they offered him prayers where they were feeling so much of separation from the Lord, and they feel like how like that was like bereft of sun. Like when their sun is not there, it's completely darkness. So similarly, when Lord is not there, they feel like it is completely like no use of their life. No. And he is the like light, and who is no like he says like, how can you leave us? How can you leave like this and go? And when you go to see your friends in Mathura, Vrindavana, and we feel so much, because Prabhupada writes there, those are the devotees who are actually the eternal servitors of the Lord in spiritual world. And when the Lord comes, along with him, he brings all his associates. And Prabhupada gives an example like just like a king comes with his entourage. So whenever king comes, no, along with him, there are so many people, right, along with him who come to praise the Lord, and there are accompany the king. So similarly, when Krishna comes, he comes along with all the associates, and and they say that every day we want to see the lotus-like face of yours, right? So which we were all the sufferings, who takes away all the suffering just by his smile. So Prabhupada writes there, because we are not so fortunate to see the Lord physically, no, but then we are still fortunate because the acharyas have made us the like in the in the deity form. It's available in the temples because we know that even the Archa Vigraha, when it is established, it is done with the proper the procedure, and all the Narada Pancharatra Vidhi is been done to the deities, like while establishing their as per the Shilpa Shastra, and all those things are taken care. And every day, the worship is done in a way like Krishna is personally present there. No, how from the waking up of the Lord and giving early morning, like Krishna likes sweets, and early morning he is fed with the sweets, and then Aarti is done. So all the procedure is done, and the bhog is offered, so many times in a day, different times in a day, and it is like Krishna is already there, and during the time of festivals, like we have so many festivals are there, right, for the Lord, and especially during the Janmashtami, right, and the Gaura Purnima, and this time people come in large numbers in the temple, and they offer their devotional different services is been there are been given for the devotees to offer to the Lord, and that way, and they are so lucky and they feel so blessed. And we have all experienced this when we go to temple, and we hear the Harikatha, and we engage in the chanting and the kirtan, and in the dance, or doing in the service. It gives so much of bliss. How do we get that bliss? Because we are servant of Krishna, right? Unless we serve the master, we won't get the happiness. So we are been serving everyone. So either we can be servants of Krishna, or we serve the material nature or material people outside. So the choice is ours, right? So when we do that, obviously we are connected because we are eternal part and parcel of the Lord, and Krishna is all blissful. We get that some fraction, some little of it also. When we get, we become so happy, right? That is magic actually. We can't, if you do the at home, you don't get the same feeling. But then actually, if we think that home also belongs to Krishna, and then we would use all the household chores also, and also you are serving the family, in the people in the family, also thinking that they have been given by Krishna, and how much ever possible, like I will try to give them, no, at least through the prasad. If they are not like very positive in taking the philosophy, then at least we can give the prasad, and with that consciousness, when we give, we are so happy, right? Because we are doing everything for the pleasure of the Lord. So it is said, like when we see the transcendental form of the Lord, all the inauspiciousness things will go away. And here it is said that your smile shatters the false pride of the devotees, right? So because we know, like one thing that Krishna does not like is the pride, and this was the reason why he left also from the rasa dance, when Radharani became very proud that Krishna was only with him. So yeah, actually when we do any devotional services, we should not become proud, even if we have done how much ever services we have taken also. But then it's of what to say, it's of no use if we become proud. Then the next verse, 10.31.7. प्रणतदेहिनां पापकर्षणं तृणचरानुगां श्रीनिकेतनं फणिपनार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजं कृणुकुचेषु न कृन्दिरक्षयम् प्रणतदेहिनां पापकर्षणम्
प्रणतदेहिनां पापकर्षणं
तृणचरानुगं श्रीनिकेतनम्
त्रिणचरानुगं श्रीनिकेतनम्
फणिपणार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजम्
फणिफणार्पितं ते
ते
पदाम्बुजम्
कृणुकुचेषु न कृन्दिहृच्चयम्
रेणुकुचेषु नः विन्दिक्षयम्
प्रणतदेहिनां पापकर्षणम्
प्रणतदेहिनां पापकर्षणम्
कृणचरानुगं श्रीनिकेतनम्
ऋणचरानुगं श्रीनिकेतनम्
फणिपणार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजम्
फणिफणार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजम्
कृणुकुचेषु न कृन्दिरच्चयम्
ऋणकुचेषु नः विन्दिहृच्छयम्
Translation. Your lotus feet destroy the past sins of all embodied souls who surrender to them. Those feet follow after the cows in the pastures and are the eternal abode of the goddesses of fortune. Since you once put those feet on the hoods of the great serpent Kalia, please place them upon our breast and tear away the lust in our hearts. Purport. In this appeal, the Gopis point out that Lord Krishna's lotus feet destroy the sins of all surrendered conditioned souls. The Lord is so merciful that he even goes out to herd the cows in the pasturing ground, and thus his lotus feet follow them along about in the grass. He has offered his lotus feet to the goddesses of fortune and has placed them upon the hoods of the serpent Kalia. Therefore, considering all this, the Lord should place his lotus feet on the Gopis' breast and satisfy their desire. That is the logic the Gopis employ here. Okay. So the lotus feet destroy the past sins of the embodied soul who surrender unto them. Yeah. So see, one thing actually, when it's always recommended when we say that. So when we see the prayers, it may look like the gopis are very lusty, but we know, but they are not, because they're actually, it is, they're always eager in satisfying the senses of Krishna, not for their satisfaction, because we know that it is said in Bhagavad Gita also, it is this material world is actually a perverted reflection of spiritual world. And here whatever here there it is love, it becomes lust. And we have we see in when Krishna goes to Dwarka, right, he had a 16,108 wives, and they were all so beautiful. I mean, it is said that even no the in that what to say, there even the Kamadeva, no, the Cupid would also lose his, I mean, he may give up his bow, and he may I mean, they're so wonderful, they look so beautiful. And even the Lord Shiva, who is actually renunciate, he would also, I mean, he may also give up his tolerance, I mean, for them, like such beautiful. But then Krishna was so detached, he was not even like, his senses were so controlled. He was no he is Atma Rama, and Krishna is all satisfied. It's not like Krishna needs someone to satisfy him. He's called Atma Rama. He's self-sufficient. He don't need anyone. We look for somebody else, right? We cannot be happy. We are so much dependent. Actually, in this, people are actually begging, no, you please make me happy. Oh no, only then I can do something, right? So it is like materialistic. Like only when somebody makes happy, you're ready to help them or anything. People are they're concerned like that. No, something they expect. There is no also in material world, the pure form of love is of a mother, Prabhupada says. So only a mother's love is pure in this material world. Apart from that, there is no pure love. But then here, we see that they are so much concerned because Krishna was tender, like he was an 8-year-old boy, right? So 8-year-old boy when he was going for pasturing. So today what is the day today? Today is the day when Krishna became a cowherd boy. He was given responsibility to pasture the cows. Today was the day, Gopastami, right? So on the day, it is like after 6 years. So they were given the to pasture the cows. So when he used to go, they were saying like how it, because it's so tender and it is lotus feet, it would harm him. So they are saying like that. And one more thing, in Chaitanya, so I was saying that why it is not lust, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we know he was a very strict sannyasi, and he was not even allowing women near him, even for paying obeisances. They have to be from very far, right? They have to pay obeisances, because he was setting an example like how a devotee should be. Like he was not in liking the free mixing of the sexes, right? So he says that I want to become, there's a verse in the, when he was having a conversation with Ramanand Raya, actually in the morning book reading, we are having this, right, discussion where Krishna, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meets Ramananda Raya, and he says that what is the highest goal or highest good for the human, so then Ramananda starts giving him different things giving up the fruit of action, or following Varnashrama Dharma and these things. Like he goes on saying, and finally, actually, he says that he comes to a point where the worship of the Radha Krishna will come there. So, and also, and when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually initiates, because Ramananda Raya was a politician, he was a governor at that time. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi, and he when he meets, and he not just embraces him, and he asks him like, you have to tell about this. I want to discuss with you about the pastimes of Radha Krishna. Right? Then he says like, how can I? Because I am a grihastha, I am a shudra, though he was belonging to a lower caste. And how can I? And also I'm a materialistic engaged in this material activity. How can I tell you this? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this famous verse, no? नाहं विप्रो न च न गृहपतिर्नापि वैश्यो न शूद्रो नाहं विप्रो न च नरपतिर्नापि वैश्यो न शूद्रो नाहं वर्णी न च गृहपतिर्नावनस्तो यतिर्वा किन्तु प्रोद्यानि किल परमानन्दपूर्णामृताभिर्गोपि भर्तृपदकमलयोर्दासदासानुदासः. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Naham Vipro Nacha Narapatir. I am not a Brahmana. I am not a Kshatriya. Naham Varni Nacha Grihapatir. No, I am not a this one. What are the 4 divisions? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. No, and not sorry. And Naham Varni Nacha Grihapatir. I am not a Grihapati is a Grihastha, right? No Vanasto Yatirva. I am not a sannyasi. I am not a Vanaprastha. So I'm not anything. So what am I? So my identity, I want to identify myself as to be, he says, servant of servant of servant. 3 times he says, of Gopi Bhartu Kamalayor. Dasana, the servant of Krishna, who is the maintainer of Gopis. Right? So, it's been validated, and everybody, even Uddhava, he says that I want to become a grass in Vrindavan, so that the devotees, that the gopis, if they stamp on me, right, when they go to meet Krishna, or when I would feel I'm blessed, right? I don't want to be, I don't want any big position. I want to be born as a grass in the Vrindavan, so that the devotees of the Lord, even if they stamp, because their lotus, the dust from the lotus feet can, from that he can, he wanted that blessing of the dust of the lotus feet, right? Just like it is said that 3 things, which is which gives so much of spiritual strength to the devotee, that is the dust of a lotus feet of the devotee, and then Bhakta Pada Jal, Dhool, Bhakta Pada Jal, Bhakta Bhukta Abhishesha, Tino Mahabal. So that is the remnants of the of a devotee. Like somebody gets the remnants. Even His Holiness Jaipataka Maharaj in a GBC meeting, we know this pastime where after all the meeting was over, like there were many his god brothers, like Bhakti Charu Maharaj, or Radha His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So many peoples are there, and when they went for a break, or after they all had the food in their plates, and when they left, and he was asking the devotee there, like who was in charge, that whose plate is this, and he was having that remnants. Can you imagine? He himself is such a great devotee, and he's an eternal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? We know that. So being that, he was so humble, and he was taking the remnants. So it is powerful. It, like, if we get any chance, we can have the remnants of a pure devotee, because we have so many examples where Narad Muni in his previous life, he served the Bhakti Vedantist in the previous life, and he had a remnants of those Bhakti Vedantist, and then he got that self-realization, and he became the Narad Muni in the next life. And this Uchista, actually Uchista, right? It is leftover of the great people. So similarly, we should be very careful when we have the Uchista, if we are having of a materialistic person. So the same kind it may influence. That is why this food is also given so much of importance, Srila Prabhupada, when so when we offer to Krishna, it becomes Krishna, he takes that food, and we are having that When we offer that, and it is Uchista of Krishna, right? That is why we can get that nourishment for our soul when we have that. And it's a mercy of the Lord. So the prasadam is actually a mercy of the Lord. So here, why I was saying, so gopis are being worshipped by everyone, all the devotees. So it is not at all lust, because it's a pure love. And even when Krishna wanted Uddhava to know that Uddhava actually was very highly learned person, and he sends, like, Krishna was unable to go to Vrindavan, but Krishna wanted to see, like, wanted to know their well-being of Brajvasis and the gopis. So he sends Uddhava there. And that time also, when Uddhava goes, and he gives all the, how to worship Krishna and these things related, he all the jnana on the knowledge he gives. But then finally, actually, he understands that their love is beyond this all knowledge, because all the time, whatever they see, they were seeing Krishna only. Actually, they were so much, he realizes that so that his false pride will go. Because of that, Krishna sends him there. So he also acknowledge, and we see that in a prayer where he says that he want to be a grass. So we should not misinterpret, or when we see that on the material platform. But that is why when we read the 10th canto, it is always suggested we hear from uh, from a proper source, right? No, we hear from, like, the devotees only, not from the somebody who is they do, the Bhagavad Sapta. Some people will do usually in the north, but they directly come to the 10th canto. It is not suggested, actually. Even we are not. But then this is as a part of our syllabus. Otherwise, Prabhupada says we have to read all the chapters, all the canto by canto wise, and then only we have to come here. Just like even Parikshit Maharaj had only 7 days to live, right? 7 days to die, die. And then still he said, I want to know from the beginning everything about the Lord, from the creation. And why we have so much of time, right? At least, so why should we not read it from the first? We are supposed to read, and then we have to come here. But yes, in the form of Krishna book, we have it. Otherwise, canto 10. Okay, 10.31.8. Madhuraya gira valguvakyaya budhamanognaya pushkarekshana vidikaririma veeramuhyate adarasīdhuna pyayayasvanaha madhuraya gira valguvakyaya
Madhuraya gira valguvakyaya
budhamanognaya pushkarekshana
बुधमनोज्ञया पुष्करेक्षणा
pushkarekshana
vidikaririma veeramuhyate
विधिकरीरिमा
vidikaririma
वीरमुह्यति
अधरसीधुना प्यायया यस्वनः
अधरसिद्धुना
adarasīdhuna
प्याययस्वनः
pyayayasvana
मधुरया गिरा वल्गुवाक्यया
मधुरया
madhuraya
गिरा
gira
वल्गुवाक्यया
valguvakyaya
बुधमनोज्ञया पुष्करेक्षणा
बुधमनोज्ञया
naya
पुष्करेक्षणा
pushkarekshana
विधिकरीरिमा वीरमुह्यते
विधिकरीरिमा
vidikaririma
वीरमुह्यति
viramuhyati
अधरसीदुना प्याययस्वनः
अधरसीधुना प्याययश्वना.
Okay. Translation. O lotus-eyed one, your sweet voice and charming words, which attract the minds of the intelligent, are bewildering us more and more. Our dear hero, please revive your maidservants with the nectar of your lips. Your sweet voice and charming words, which attract the minds of the intelligent, are bewildering us more and more. Our real hero, please revive your maidservants with the nectar of your lips. So basically, it is complete surrender. We know that the position of them, like Uddhava also says that, no, that what is that? What is that sloka? Is there very nice? Where he says that they have given up even their chastity also, like for Krishna, because Krishna, when he used to play the flute in the midnight, they would leave everything. They have children or they gave up everything. But actually, we in the material world, when we see that, it is actually not moral, right? But then it is not so, because for when they do it, when they're doing, actually their consciousness is not for like their enjoyment. They were actually doing for Krishna's pleasure, it is said. And in the spiritual world, um and also it is said like Radharani is right? It is actually Krishna's internal potency and his expansion. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that who is Radharani actually? Krishna expands himself to be a Radharani because to increase the bliss, right? Krishna want to increase it. So it says uh, Radha Radha Krishna eka atma dui dehadari anyo ne vilase rasa aswadona kari. So Radha Krishna eka atma. So Radha and Krishna are eka atma, they're same. And why they take two forms? Krishna expands and himself to Radharani. Anyone vilase rasa. They want to make the bliss, the relationship more blissful, and he only it is expands to Radharani also, the internal potency. So there is no difference. That is why there but we hear that even Rani has a husband, and she has actually, it is made like that so that the rasa is more, like there it is said that the what to say, like it's not like she thinks that husband is there and somehow like hiding, she has to like without knowing to them, he has to meet her boyfriend, no, like that she feels. But actually Krishna, it is Krishna only. So Krishna is making all those things to make it more no, for them to relish. So here they're saying that his sweet voice. Yes, Krishna's actually everything is sweet, right? We have this song, Maduram Maduram, right? So where your walk is sweet, your talk is sweet, like everything about Krishna is sweet, right? So yes, Krishna is attracted, which attracts the mind of the intelligent. So only the intelligent people can take to Krishna consciousness, like Prabhupada says, right? So if somebody is taking to, is attracted towards Krishna, actually everybody is attracted. Some more materialistic people are attracted to the opulences of the Lord, right? The riches, there are riches is coming from Krishna only, right? The highest. Who can be more rich? Because Krishna is the all opulent. He is the all rich, all beauty and all strength. Like we have the six things, right? All renunciate. Everything Krishna is in full. So it is coming from Krishna only. Some people are attracted to the energies of the Lord, and some people, the pure devotees actually. We are also mixed devotees, but the pure devotees are only interested in the Lord himself. They want Krishna only. And why they are intelligent? Because it is like you're going to a rich man and you are asking something from him, okay? Some village, he may give it to you, or like if he is very pleased by, like, you are asking him. And but then if you are a son of, if you know that you are a son of that the rich person, So when everything is yours, right? So the devotees are actually more intelligent. They want Krishna only. When Krishna is there, everything automatically comes, right? There is no separate endeavor that for I want this, I want that. Like when you have the Father, you have everything, right? But our problem is we have forgotten our real position. We don't know that we are actually our eternal Father is Krishna, right? So, but then we are getting attracted to his Krishna's illusionary energy. We are getting distracted also, and we are attracted also towards it. But the intelligent one, they take to Krishna. Bahunam janmanamante gnanavan mam prapatyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. So after many births, one come to a conclusion that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So yeah, go to the next one. 10:31:9. तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीदितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भ्रुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनम्
तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनम्
कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहम्
कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहम्
श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततम्
श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततम्
भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः
भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः
तव तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनम्
तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनम्
कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहम्
कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहम्
भुवि श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततम्
श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततम्
भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः
भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः
Veena Mataji, you want to read?
Sure, Mataji. Yeah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. These narrations, transmitted by learned sages, eradicate one's sinful reactions and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly, those who spread the message of Godhead are most beneficent. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. King Prataparudra recited this verse to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during Lord Jagannatha's Rath Yatra festival. While the Lord was resting in a garden, King Prataparudra humbly entered and began massaging his legs and lotus feet. Then the king recited the 31st chapter of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the songs of the Gopis. The Chaitanya Charitamrita relates that when Lord Chaitanya heard this verse beginning Tava Katamritam, he immediately arose in ecstatic love and embraced King Prataparudra. The incident is described in detail in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.4 to 18. And in his edition, Srila Prabhupada has given extensive commentary on it. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So this translation, we can see this Srila Prabhupada has, so we may wonder, if Srila Prabhupada has given, then who is writing this? Actually, Prabhupada, the last which Prabhupada wrote in the 10th canto was the Brahma Vimoha Leela, right? So after that, actually, Prabhupada left this material world, no? And so that time, and after that, all his disciples, they have only given the purport. So we can see, I'm missing Prabhupada purports because very short purports are there. But yeah, but nice, they have completed everything, right? So they have completed the Prabhupada's mission of completing this Bhagavatam. That kind of. Okay, so what is said here? The nectar of your words and the description of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. These narrations transmitted by learned sages eradicate one sinful reaction and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly those who spread the message of Godhead are most beneficent. So, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said the same thing. No? Bharata Bhumile Janma, what is that? One who has taken birth in the India, that is Bharata Bhumi, Janma Sarthaka Kare Kara Para Upakara. One has to make one's life successful and then also tell these glories to others. Like making one's life successful means one has to understand the purpose of this life, right? So actually, otherwise people are mostly engaged only in the four things: eating, sleeping, meeting, defending, right? Nobody knows the higher purpose. So everybody, there's no difference. It is said, ahara nidra bhayamaitu namcha samanyame pashubi naranam. So this is common in animals and the humans. Dharmo hi yesham adhika vishesho. Dharmo hi yesham adhika vishesho dharme nahina pashubi samana. So dharma are the religion which is differentiating between an animal and a human being. No, there is no difference otherwise. All the things which we are doing, the animals are doing, we are also doing. So the eating, they are doing, we are doing. Sleeping, they are also doing, we are also doing. No, defending is bhaya, right? They also protective about their children, and they also defending bhaya also can be like a hoarding of things. We do it, even they also do. They so, and then there is a maithuna, so the sex. So even we get children, they also do that. So in no way we can say that we are ahead of them, because Prabhupada says even an animal which is eating, the wild animals, when they attack, when a tiger is eating a deer, for it that is a tasty food. How can you say that your food which you are having, maybe your very rich food, or if you are made of whatever you are having, if it is we are having, if we are very proud of our food, then what we cannot be, everything even they are also enjoying. So even that is why even the food also, if it is vegetarian also, Prabhupada says we have to offer to the Krishna, right? So, and we should not eat which is not meant for us. So basically the non-vegetarian food is not meant for human consumption. And Krishna never mentioned that in Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhupada says if Krishna had given that, he would take that, and we would, if we offer, we would eat, then we would have taken. But then Krishna is not saying, no. He only mentioned Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam. Only those things can be offered to the Lord. So actually, anything we, yeah. So, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Yaradeko Tarekaho Krishna Upadesh, right? So whoever you see, we have to give to Krishna, Krishna's message. So we try to give Krishna, or maybe we support someone who is doing that mission, like Namanishta Prabhuji is doing, right? He started this free course of Bhagavad Gita. Every month it is going, but still nowadays it is like a registration are very low. The highest was during COVID, because even people were got a lot of free time, and people were working from home, and these time, and that was the time when we all, many of us, got connected with ISKCON. And this is actually the biggest, highest good one can do to someone, right? can we imagine anything apart from this now after getting Krishna consciousness, anything higher from this material world? There cannot be anything, right? So nobody can good like there can be organizations which may claim some good. Everybody may do some good, right? Giving some shelter, some education, so different things. But everything goes away with this body. But what carries only with this, the spiritual knowledge that we have got, right? So which will carry to us, no, like every life. So even like Krishna says, we some if even somebody falls from his devotional service, from his path of devotion, and he continues from where he stopped in the next life. So no, swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So it saves us from greatest danger. So like and Bhagavatam actually mentions like this is like a this Srimad Bhagavatam is like a lamp, like for this the light of transcendental knowledge. Actually, because this is for the people who have lost their path in this dark age of Kali Yuga, it is said. No? There's a verse which says like that. So Srimad Bhagavatam Purana is like a Amala Purana. It is a relishable by the devotees who are even by the liberated devotees. No? Actually, liberated means what? They're already above this platform of pleasure and what to say, the sadness, or like Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. They are like in that stage. But then this Bhagavatam is relishable even for them who are the liberated souls, right? So what about us? Like for us, it is like Shunvatam it is said Shunvatam Swakatam Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Ridyantasto hi abhadrani Vidnoti Surutsatam. So Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtakim. So we say, right, every day. So when Shunvatam Swakatam Krishna, when somebody has developed interest to hear the pastimes of the Lord, to hear about the Lord, then what happens? All that things which is difficult for his heart, all that all that material conception because of which we are suffering, and all those things is taken away. Everything goes because Krishna is there as Paramatma in our heart. He takes away all those things which are not good for our spiritual life, right? He eradicates all those, all the sinful it is mentioned here that it eradicates the sinful reaction and bestow good fortune upon whoever who hears them. So that is why it is very much needed. Like Prabhupada says, that is why Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavatam has to be heard every day. So we are meeting and we are reading here from the prayers from the Bhagavatam. But this is only once a week. But and also I am not I am myself is still in a Kanishta level, right? So you have to hear from a devotee who is what to say, he's pure and who is completely taken shelter of the Lord and in the service of the Lord, like His Grace Namanishta Prabhuji. He is like doing right every day. He's what to say, he's completely engaged in the service of the Lord. So we have to hear from the great people, and also we have to hear from Prabhupada also. And not just that, when we read also, if we are able to read every day also, it is like we are associating with the pure devotee, that is Srila Prabhupada, right? So, and Krishna also says that in Bhagavad Gita, that whoever gives this message to someone, to my devotees, especially Krishna says, this has to be told to someone who is at least have some faith in God, not to the people who are not faithful. No, so that is the there is nobody dearer than to me than one who spread this message, Krishna says. And here also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard this verse, this is the words, Tava Katamritam, right? This is a famous, so it is mentioned here. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this from Prataparudra, right? King Prataparudra. He was also actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initially, he never met him. But then when he understood that he saw him actually very humble, taking a humble position and sweeping in the Gundicha, right? He was sweeping the streets of the where the Jagannath Rath Yatra would happen. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw, actually, then he allowed him to meet, and he understood, like, because he was very opulent king, and then he was so humble, he was sweeping the roads. And then here we see that when Prataprudra read these words, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually he is coming in the mood of Radharani, right? So that is the reason, like, immediately when he heard this, he actually embraced, and he was arose in ecstatic love. So that is Ashta Satvika Vikar, we say, right? So there are so many different transcendental ecstasy which happen in the body of a devotee, when he is in love with the Lord. So much of love that he can lose his consciousness, his voice may choke. Many times Prabhupada's voice used to choke when he used to speak about Krishna. So those are all transcendental ecstasies, and the tears flow, like and so many things happen. And actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu many times used to become unconscious, and we see that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, many pastimes where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hears about Krishna and the gopis, and so the pastimes, he becomes unconscious. And what is the way of waking up Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from it?
Like
Anyone
chanting.
knows?
Chanting of the holy name.
Yeah. Yes. Chanting the holy name. Only the way to wake him. Otherwise, it's not possible. So, yeah, we like this Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, right? When he takes him to his home, like, he didn't know how to wake him, but then his associates who comes, and when he chants only, they were able to wake him up. Because when he saw Lord Jagannath, he fainted in ecstatic love for the Lord. So, yeah. So this similarly it's mentioned here. And here they are saying that, yeah, so how so certainly those who spread the message of Godhead are beneficent. Okay, we stop here. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavanta ki jai. Nam Jai Radha Ashtakam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.